Hello everyone, my name is Bean, and in today's episode we are going to be building a villager trading hall. Now, last episode was a little bit disappointing as after my attempts to breed some villagers together were a resounding failure. Although, between episodes I've been working, and as you can see, we have plenty of villagers now. Now we are going to need more than this, but this is a good start. Where are we going to be building this villager trading hall? Well, that'll be right there. So this is sort of the start of how I want the overall theme to be of the entire base expansion. My followers on Instagram voted to continue expanding this current area and not to find a new location, so that's exactly what we're doing here. The theme I want is sort of going to be that there once was like a big, huge castle with maybe a village around it here at one point, and then it got old and broken down and basically into ruins. And then I showed up and built my little camp out area here, not necessarily like tent camping, but I built my own sort of place to live inside the ruins. So this will eventually be turned into more ruined looking castle walls. I know it's all one block right now. Although I just wanted to get a shell up. That way we could build the villager trading hall, and then we can come back later and add the cool details like crumbling pieces or moss and cracked bricks all up there. So without much more talking, let's get into the build. And there you have it, guys. This is a functioning villager trading hall. Well, it will be functioning as soon as we get these guys into their little rooms. Now, a couple things I want to talk about before I explain the rest of the build is there is a reason I lifted it off the ground and used ladders to get up, and that is simply because I need to protect them from zombies. Now, while most zombies wouldn't be able to get in here and hit these guys, although they may be able to at this range, baby zombies can easily jump over their little workstation here and get in there and cause some damage, which is not what we want to do. So by lifting it up off the ground and having ladders, we are protected from the zombies. Now, in order to have a solid villager trading hall, the villagers do not need beds. They do not need to sleep in order to trade, to get discounts, hero of the village, anything like that. However, in my Minecraft worlds, I try to be as nice to the little guys as I can, which in this case includes beds. There are obviously some things that I just can't allow them to do since we do have an outside sort of open air trading hall. I can't let them run around, which would be, I guess, by natural standards ideal. However, that's just not safe for them. So we're going to keep them in here, but we will give them a place to sleep. These blocks above the beds are necessary because when a villager sleeps and when they get up, they will wake up on the only available block, which will be this one. So they'll always go to sleep and wake up in their little booth ready to trade and not wake up on top of the bed and be able to run around and get confused and stuff like that. As far as the types of workstation and numbers is completely up to you. For instance, I believe I would get more value out of these smokers here that turn villagers into butchers than I would out of the fletching tables. So I just have less fletching tables than butchers. But that's all up to you, as well as the entire build. The entirety of this build is entirely subjective. You can build it however you'd like it. I'm just showing you how I'm going to build mine. Now, in the future, probably actually between this episode and the next episode, I'm going to build another one of these stacked up on top. So if you look carefully here, you notice that this roof layer is the same dimensions and color pattern and all of that as the floor of the one we already have. So we can literally just build another one of these with some different workstations up top. But we're going to have to do that later because it will be much easier to get the villagers we currently have into their booths without the second layer. We have to go around the second layer and do some crazy stuff like that. So that is it. That's all you need for a trading hall is those workstations and some containment for them. The beds are optional, the ladders and stuff like that. It's all up to you. I will now try and show you guys how to get these villagers into their cells. So one of the easiest ways to move these guys is with a minecart. But before we just go throwing villagers around, I'll show you how it works. So we have powered rails to get the minecart going at a good speed, powered rails to get up the elevation, and this is sort of the less common knowledge, although it's not super technical or anything. This type of rail right here, if you look down my hotbar, is called an activator rail. So when it's powered by a redstone torch, if a villager is in the minecart and the minecart rolls over the activator rail, the minecart will actually dump the villager out. It'll just plop them out. Now, because there's a wall on this side, like a block that the villager can't stand in, it'll dump them out this way. The dirt is just a precautionary measure as villagers are basically escape artists. So just in case they do land on the tracks, they won't be able to run around anywhere, and hopefully they will fall in. That's pretty much all there is to it. When the villager is in the minecart, his head can pass through solid bricks, which is why I've left that one there and that one right there. The villager will be able to go through there without receiving any damage, and hopefully we'll be able to get him in there. It is easier at daytime when they're not in bed. So here we are, back in the morning. So we'll just have to plop down the minecart there and wait for one of these guys to hop in there. He looks pretty close. He's in there. He's going. Looks like he did take a little bit of damage. But as you can see, the activator rail has dumped him right into his little booth here. Now he's unemployed, and based on their work schedule. It might not be their official work time, in which case that's why he's not grabbing this here job. But see, there he goes. Work time has started. He has detected his blast furnace here, and he is now an armorer. So I highly recommend doing what I'm about to do each time you put a villager in there. Now, hopefully I have enough resources, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And the thing you should do every time you get a new villager that you intend to keep for a long time is to buy something. Now, as you guys saw in the menu, he was just selling some iron boots and I think an iron chest plate. Let's see here. No, iron boots and iron helmet. So obviously those two items are fairly useless to me. However, he still can lose his job. So if villagers are just kind of tweaking sometimes, if he loses his job, then he might try to attach to this smoker over here, and then whatever villagers in here lost his job, and it just gets all jumbled up, which is not what we want. So since he is connected to, I believe, this blast furnace, and he's currently an armorer, we can put our emeralds in here, buy an item from him, and now he is locked into being an armor smith. He will not switch job positions unless this one is destroyed. Then he'll try to find an empty one, an empty blast furnace, that is. But he will never become something other than an armorer, which is what we want. We want him to stay where he is and not change at all. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I needed a helmet anyways, actually. There we go. So we're just going to have to repeat that, one for each of these cells. In my particular design, there are 13 cells per layer. And since I plan on doing at least 2 layers, that means I'll need at least 26 villagers. Although right now I think I have 11, including that guy. So between episodes, I will breed some more of these guys up. I'll fill all the cells and build the second level. But that's it for today's episode. Hopefully I kept it nice and short. I know some of my past videos have been long, but I've been working on paring that time down a little bit, make it a little bit more enjoyable for you guys. I hope you guys learned something new in this episode, and thanks for watching. See you next time.